And we're live. Ben DeLaurentis, aka Bad Ben, Marbin's indefinite opener. Welcome to Music Real Talk.
Love the name, love your program. I don't follow it. I've never seen an episode, but it seems really kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Strong name, music, real talk. Less is more.
That's funny. So yeah, usually I designate this show to have successful, um, you know, accomplished musicians on. So it's really nice to try something new. So welcome, Ben, and let's talk a little bit. So you decided it's a great career move as a singer-songwriter to follow a fusion band around everywhere and be their indefinite opener for basically no money
Precisely.
and no real career future in it. So what was the thought process behind that decision?
I've realized something about myself. I am chasing experiences, okay? Experience, not money. And I have a lot of experiences. Some of the best times of my life are with you guys. Obviously, with dear friends.
Yeah.
I try to sabotage your careers, which is fairly regularly. But I always wanted you to be my guitar friend and teacher
Yeah.
and mentor, and I always wanted Markovich to be my booking agent. And now I have all that, right?
That's quite a lovely
You know
way
what?
to see it.
I always wanted to drink for free all over the country, parts of Mexico, parts of Canada. And now I'm doing exactly that.
Wow. Well, hopefully we're gonna expand your drinking for free to other areas of the world.
Well, I'm going over to London next month, and I'm going to scout it out for you guys. I'll let you know how it is.
Okay. Well, that's great. So right now you're on a boat somehow, right?
Yes.
And this is just like a sailboat?
It's a sailboat. It's very large. It's about 41 feet. It's got 2 bedrooms. It's my favorite place in the world to be.
Ah.
I feel very
Well,
focused. I feel very zen.
boat life looks good on you. You're looking leaner too. I think you we're cutting out some carbs last we talked.
Dramatically cutting carbs down to essentially none for weeks now, and hitting the gym every day, walking, not running.
Taking it slow.
People know that I'm also Marbin's personal trainer. Do they know that I whip you guys into shape as often as I can?
I don't think they know that. No.
They haven't noticed the difference in your lean body mass and your bicep size?
Yeah, I actually have been doing push-ups and I bought a pull-up bar, so I'm doing a lot at home.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Body weight squats, try that out. Keep the carbs low. You know this stuff, people.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some music. A lot of the people here, haven't heard you, even though they've been to the show, because they use the time when you're performing to go out and smoke cigarettes and just mingle and talk. So I think this would be a good opportunity for them to know that a little bit about your music.
Well, my music, people have said, I'm often called the songbird of our generation. My music is very, depressing, would you say?
Yeah, it's
You guys
epic.
love it.
I love it.
Love it.
I love it.
I'd be more interested to hear what you think about it, because you never said anything nice to me about it since I've known you.
No, I said a lot of nice things. I mean, I feel like our friendship, it's actually an interview format is very nice because I feel like you always talk about yourself, but now it's actually the right time for it.
Seems right.
Yeah, it seems right. It seems like the stars have aligned. In a way, maybe I started doing these things because I was just, from talking to you all day, I was just used to talking to people about them.
Yeah, well, you're very good at that, and I appreciate you hearing me out, all the time.
So, okay, let's start in the beginning. So you were born and you're just a kid, and then fast forward, you started playing some guitar, and then you got into drugs and you started like writing some better songs because drugs open your mind. This part I know about you.
Something's cutting on the boat. Light drugs, just marijuanas, and that's back before marijuana was even all that powerful. But
Yeah.
enough, I started thinking all this trippy psychedelic shit, and I started writing more lyric-based music, right? I always was into the melody and the rhythms, but then the lyrics became very important to me. And
Yeah.
that's really what it's about for me, is is the lyrics, unfortunately, because you're an instrumental band. Go figure.
So you had an experience, I think, with mushrooms, and after that you became bad or
Yes.
good, but bad to the bone.
Yeah. Well,
What happened there?
I've tried to get you guys into the mushroom world. I don't do them often because I'm almost schizophrenic. I'm walking right on the edge. I'm right there. But that's good for like creativity, especially again the lyrics. And it changed my point of view on everything. It started making me feel like I had something to say, right? Like I really had something I wanted to say. I always wanted to play music, but then it was like now I have opinions that I really want to shove down everyone's throat.
What was the big epiphany?
That we're all one, that we're all God, that everything I've ever been told is a lie.
It's kind of like a combination of like Buddhism and Alex Jones.
Yeah, well, I was following Alex before everybody hated him. I was following Alex when I was like 17, when everyone still liked him, right? I learned some things from him. I learned some things from everybody. I hear everybody out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is wonderful. So I know in your mushroom trip, the first mushroom trip, you were there with a bunch of friends, and my favorite part of that story, I'm gonna share it, is that after the fact, when all your friends started like coming back into their normal lives and like just like putting it aside in their mind, you kind of went one by one and like retook them into chaos.
Just when they thought they were out, I pulled them back in.
You just pulled them back into this realm, this dissociative space.
We talk about never stopping talking about myself. I just couldn't shut up about the mushrooms. I'd pull them aside one at a time. I'd say, guys, what happened that night? I can't stop thinking about it. And then slowly they'd be like, yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot too. I'm like, it changed me. It changed. My mother was worried sick. I lost my religion overnight.
Really?
I was a religious young man, and I'm still very spiritual, and I still believe there's an order to things, and I try to do good as bad as I am. But I lost my religion overnight.
What happened to Jesus? He just kind of faded?
Just like Bill Burr says, like that awkward moment in curling, I just let it go. It was painful to try to hold on. It was it was against everything I was feeling to try to hold on. I said, I got to be honest with myself. I got to let that go.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well,
I wrote a whole album called I Want to Talk to God. The band Steal the Prize, and the whole album was about like the psychedelic experience, like losing your ego temporarily. Thank God.
Yeah, back. you got that back with some change.
I got that back times 10, baby.
All right. Well, let's talk about how we met. Describe it to people.
We were in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Uh-huh.
We got double booked at the Stony Badger, your favorite place
ever.
And I thought I was the greatest guitar player. I thought I was the shit. Everyone loved us back then. It was a weird period where, we were doing well. The band, Steal the Prize. And you guys walked up to me looking all fucking cool in your leather jackets, you and Danny. And I was like, hey, where are you guys from? Thinking in my head, losers. I don't want to know. Right? Good luck following us, right? And you were like, where are you guys from? You were like, Chicago. And I was like, yeah, sounds like it, you fucking bitch. Sounds like Chicago. So we made eyes at each other, and we all thought we were the shit, right? Nothing's changed there. During our set break, I walked out on the deck to see you guys, and immediately fell in love, and was completely changed. I was humbled. I'm happy to admit when somebody's more talented, which you clearly are, and I loved it. I went back inside and I said, if you fuckers are still in here watching us, get your asses outside. That band is something special. And we kind of bonded a little bit that night, a little tiny bit. You were married. You were checked out of your social life. And then the next time we really kind of bonded. I think you spent the night with me.
Uh-huh. You had a lot of AR-15s that were loaded everywhere. I remember that.
A lot of guns. You got to have as many guns as you get.
Yeah, I remember when we woke up in the morning, Danny picked one up and he was just like checking it out. And then you're like, careful, it's loaded, just like walking out to pee in your boxers.
That's how I do it. And then the third time we played to Charlottesville together at Rapture.
I remember
you guys got on stage and you were like, hey, we tour 300 days a year. Nobody has better songs than Steal the Prize. And I was like, damn, like that means so much to me. You guys were like my heroes. And I thought
I was just making conversation.
it sounded like maybe you were just trying to be nuts, but it
Yeah.
really helped me and it helped my confidence a lot.
Huh.
So then we'll fast forward again. I got really depressed because we got signed to a label. The label did not help at all. If anything, it hurt. I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't work for anybody. I don't have the capacity to be told what to do. I didn't know what to do. I was very depressed. And you called me randomly. We'd never talked on the phone. And you were like, hey, you want to come to Chicago and work on some music together? And I said, you're fucking right. It was like that movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg, when all you do is like be friends with the band and the guy, like, they bring them on. It was like that. I was very excited.
Yeah. I feel like it's like A Star Is Born and you were Lady Gaga. And then we just had like romance.
Exactly. Big notices. And we wrote 2 songs in one day. We fell deeply in love pretty quick.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful time.
I helped you develop a drinking habit. You helped me develop jazz guitar skills. You helped me open my ear to new sounds that I've used in all my music since.
Right. Diminished chords.
Diminished chords in particular. You don't hear that in pop music. Back in the
you
day.
do. Yeah, back in the day. Right.
Now you don't. I'm the only person in the world who's diminished for pop. You understand?
Yeah. They say it's an evil kind of sound, so it fits with your persona of Bad Ben.
It does.
Only diminished chords in pop music.
I don't wear underwear. I can handle liquor. I don't
That's
need
true.
cars. I quit smoking now. I'm on the fake cigarettes, the digital.
Well, you're basically on the route of living forever. You're like the Highlander with your lifestyle.
I definitely feel very healthy. I walked 5 miles today. Come on.
That's pretty good.
Through the city, just walked around.
That's pretty good. So let's talk about bus life. So at a certain point, it's like, we've played some things together. We've been friends for quite a bit. You were living with your girlfriend at the time. You have animals and a house. And then you decide to sabotage everything, cut away from this life and move to a bus. Tell us a little bit about that. Lots of Walmart parking lots.
I think I was at a point, I was faced with a real question. Do I settle down with a wonderful girl, the best girl that's ever loved me, and have a great, happy, normal life, hosting karaoke and open mics and things? Or do I sabotage the relationship, live in a bus, and try to travel around the country, guys? That works for a little while, didn't it? Most success I've ever been traveling across the country alone. But now I don't have that problem because I ride with you guys. I can't be alone too long.
Yeah, I could tell that about you. You get real dark.
You guys told me when you'd see me, you'd be like, you do not look so hot. Too much time to think. But then after I saw you the last couple times, you're like, you seem completely different. You're back.
Yeah.
Back.
You're back. Well, we made an oath on tour that whenever me, you, and Danny are together, we would always share a room.
No matter what. Even when
no
we're
matter what.
Multiple hotel rooms, we still sleep in the same one.
We broke that oath quite a few times now.
No, we didn't. The only time we kind of...
On the cruise.
Oh, the cruise, but that doesn't count. Me and him stayed together. We really got closer than ever. We rode scooters around Mexico. His wife was worried sick.
She should have been. It's a death trap, apparently.
And I was still drunk as a skunk when I got on. When I hit 60 miles per hour, I sobered up instantly.
Yeah.
I was like, this shit is real. I'm going 60 miles per hour with no shirt on.
Oh, you were in rare form in that cruise. I think it was a combination of not having nicotine because you ran out of the e-cigarette charge, like having way too much free booze. Like they gave us illogical amounts of booze. Sunstroke. And not having to perform because you weren't playing. It was just us playing on the cruise. This is Cruise to the Edge, the one run by Yes. So you looked like Hellboy just running around there like bright red, completely burnt, just drunk out of your mind. You smelled like battery acid. It was a lovely time.
It was one of the best times of my life, and I hear we're doing it again next year, 2 weeks in a row.
How are you going to survive that?
I'm going to be a little bit different this time.
How are you going to approach this?
I'm gonna make working out every morning a priority. That always keeps me a little bit more sane.
Mm-hmm.
That cruise, I'd wake up, I'd just start drinking. I'd feel the hangover creeping in. I'd say, I'm not dealing with this today. I'd start drinking through it.
Mm.
Not this time. This time
So,
I'm good. I drink less anyways.
you've kicked that can down the road, I see, this whole cruise. So how's coming out of the cruise? How'd you feel?
Oh my God, it took about a week to get over it. And I knew I had to stop the drink. I knew I had to cut it way back and just deal with it. It was hard to come from paradise with my best buds, singing jazz standards all over the place. I forget what I did afterwards. It was still relaxing, but I try to keep my life relaxing. You know this.
Yeah.
I try to keep my feet propped, at least one of them. But it definitely was hard on me, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I didn't embarrass myself too bad, though, from what I'm told. I don't remember it.
Well, I mean, my parents were there. You definitely made a horrible impression.
I could not impress my parents. The first 3 days, I was very well behaved to them. I was really nice and respectful. And it became clear they just were like, this guy's an American fucking moron. Dude.
No, it has nothing to do with your ethnicity or nationality. It's just like the way you are as a person.
Well, I was so nice to them. Your parents are not normal parents in the sense that, for one, they're Israeli. They're like doctors.
Yeah.
You know, me and doctors have never gotten.
Well, I mean, they have like doctor degrees. My dad's a physicist, mom's a psychologist. But yeah, I think they just something about like, just being like the archetype of like a rock and roll lifestyle is not as appealing to people of that generation who take life seriously, and
But I'm really not that though.
You're something more, Benny. I love you with all my heart.
I mean, yes, I drink, but I handle my booze. I'm also an example of fitness. I drag my ass in that gym every day. You think I want to? Yes, I
do. Well, I mean, it's not like most physicists don't have like a poster of like Arnold and a poster of Charles Bukowski on the wall. So you gotta, you have different qualities than an Albert Einstein per se.
I disagree.
Do you have a guitar near you?
I do.
Can you play something?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Oh, wow. Will you sing us a song?
What do you want to hear?
Something beautiful.
Do you want to? Well, you name it. You know.
Let's do the song about the guitar.
Ooh, that's a tough one to play. We'll try it. She's jealous of the way I hold her. Can I tune?
You probably should.
How's that?
Better.
Do people actually listen to this piece of shit show? She's jealous of the way I hold her. I pick her up, I don't wanna put her down. Time can't change the way I know her. And still a better friend I've never found. She'll be waiting there right where I left her. She knows that I always come around. She'll be waiting there right where I left her. She knows that I always come around. Thoughtless in the way I hold her. Teach me while you free me from my mind. No shame in the way I hold her. She's mine, all mine. And she'll be waiting there right where I left her. She knows that I always come around. She'll be waiting there right where I left her. She knows that I always come around. She'll be waiting there right where I left her. She knows that I always come around. She'll be waiting there right where I left her. She knows that I always come around. Yeah, she knows that I always come around.
I love that song. That's a great song.
Kind of cute. That song is funny. That's the first song I wrote after I was in a happy, basically a marriage for 4 years. I didn't write for 2 years, nothing, and I thought it was gone forever.
Mm.
I randomly wrote that song and I cried like a baby. I said, maybe it's not gone.
Mm.
And I destroyed my life, and I've given my heart to vicious sociopaths. It inspired albums. I mean, every album since then, but I thought it was gone.
That's the funny thing about writing, especially lyrics. It's, you know, for it to be good, it has to come from someplace truthful, and you have to. The tricky thing I think about it is that you got to be in a certain kind of life situation for you to sit down and patiently examine some inner truth. It doesn't happen when you're just having a great day. Like you would, like even if it's there, you wouldn't sit down and look it in the face and extract it. Right?
Exactly.
So there's some kind.
Write it down.
Right. So there always needs to be some kind of distress to be the catalyst. So it seems to me like a lot of times, like when you're living the life, it's almost like self-inflicting the distress. It's just like creating the situation to where, like, you know, something can happen, like waiting for lightning to hit you.
Yeah.
And running around naked in tinfoil.
I mean, you always have given me good advice, and if I'd listened to you, I'd have never written another song, right?
Sure.
Because you always come at it from a mature, balanced approach, reasonable. But I'm an emotional man, right? I just want emotion, feeling, give your heart, that kind of thing.
Dude, I'm amazed at the kind of life that you've created for yourself when I'm the voice of maturity.
You're a smart man, Rabin. You're a smart man.
Yeah, well, you know, but
now though is like life is going to destroy you over and over again. You don't have to go out of your way to do it. Like, I haven't written in probably 4 months. I'm not trying. I'm not thinking about it. I know it's going to happen again. So I need to enjoy this time when I'm not in a state of complete chaos.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I live for touring with you guys. I live for it.
It's a lot of fun.
Survive in between tours.
We have a great time, and we would never hit the gym if you weren't there. That's the God honest truth. We'd just be destroyed. Our bodies would be ruined.
And we hit the gym almost every damn day out there.
Yeah, we would never be Arnold.
We've seen some beautiful shit.
Yeah. Yeah. We've had a beautiful life so far.
So far, it's getting better, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like our souls are tied by you being our indefinite opener. It's like that movie Dragonheart, and you're like the evil king, and me and Danny are the dragon.
I never saw it, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, Sean Connery is the voice of the dragon. It's like, you know.
Oh, I love Sean Connery. My favorite film is of course The Rock.
Alcatraz, that thing.
Yeah,
that was beautiful. He's still alive, but he was like 100 years old in The Rock. Like, how old is he now? Like 350? Like, he looked old as shit in the 90s.
But he's always looked old. He's like Steve Martin. They've always looked old. They've always had white hair, I think.
Oh.
For a long time. He's very handsome.
Oh, I love him. He probably looks like shit now. He probably looks like a Scottish raisin.
That's why we haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like he's like literally like 500 years old. Has to be. Like, think about all those movies in the 90s. He was like grandpa.
Should we review all the best looking older men in Hollywood, or should you talk about how good my songs are?
That's a good question.
But I could go either way.
I mean, yeah, I just spent so much time with you that it's kind of weird for me to interview you. So how about you interview yourself? Like, what would you like to talk about? Like, which one of your songs are you the most excited about playing?
About playing live? I mean, I don't know. I think Let's Be Lovers Can is everyone's favorite, or Hello
It's
Heartbreak.
your favorite. Hello Heartbreak is a good song.
People still email me from all over this great nation about Let's Be Lovers and We Can.
Okay. Well, let's hear it. Play
And
it.
Hello Heartbreak.
Play it.
I can't perform it.
Why?
I'll try. Let's see. It's hard. These songs are not. You don't just sit here all fucking These songs are serious. You don't just nonchalant pick up a guitar and play them. Okay. How do you tune? Like.
It's about right. It's good enough for
What's this? I'll give you a choice. Let's Be Lovers When We Can or Hello Heartbreak.
Let's Be Lovers When We Can. Let's hear it.
Oh, wow. A minor to A7. See?
Harmonic genius.
Right? Thank you. While you're waiting on your soulmate, well, we might as well be friends. 'Cause when I look, I really see you. Let's be lovers when we can. When I look, I really see you. Let's be lovers when we can. I promised you the ocean. You say you're scared to leave dry land. So I offer you the whole wide world. And you tell me life has different things. So maybe we're not soulmates. Well, we sure as hell aren't friends. So I'll see you when I see you. Let's be lovers when we can. Yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Let's be lovers when we can. This doesn't have to end badly. Just keep coming back to my bed. I only want to love madly, and I can't get you out of my head. This doesn't have to end badly. Keep coming back to my bed. So yeah, maybe we're not soulmates. Well, we sure as hell aren't friends. So I'll see you when I see you. Let's be lovers when we can. I'll see you when I see you. Let's be lovers when we can.
I love that. Killed it.
That's a fun one. I'm going to actually have you guys produce that. I'm hearing a tenor sax solo, like a Whitney Houston song in that. True story.
That does sound fun.
We fight about production a lot with my music because you guys have your own ideas, and I love your guys' ideas, and I want to do them, but I have ideas too, and it's hard to compromise because it's all or nothing with you guys.
Producing is impossible. That's an impossible task. I mean, the only way to do it nowadays, I think really the only way you can do it is when it's a record label kind of situation, and the record label hires the producer, and if you don't like what he has to say, it's goodbye to your record deal, right? And so it's really an authoritarian kind of role, like a person you can talk to, but that has the final say. But now it seems that everybody has their own ideas about music and how things go, and it's very hard to get people to abandon these things. Especially my whole experience working in that role has always been devastating, because I hear your song and I hear it a certain way. And if you want somebody to produce, and I think that this goes to everybody who is looking for production kind of jobs, you have to realize that modern producing is really about figuring out what your artist wants and helping them get there. But it's not really a job where you get to have your own vision. And that doesn't work for me at all, because I hear a song like that and then I see something like a Paul Simon kind of production or a Sting kind of thing, or the things I like, and that's the reason to hire somebody to produce your music. It's to be at least the way I see what the job is, right? It's just, I hear it and I'm like, what would be the best thing I could do with it? But I think when you're singing songs and I see the way you're envisioning your own songs, which is kind of like in a rock kind of vein with tons of vocal harmonies and these kind of things. Yeah.
Always vocal harmony. But the thing about letting you guys produce things now is I've gotten to produce everything up until now, and I felt like I proved to myself I can do it and I can do things that I like. But now I'm not so set in my ways on the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely more open to other people's ideas now.
Yeah. Well, all right. I feel like we covered a lot of ground here, Benny. Where can people find your music?
It should be on your page. Maybe you can post a link. Maybe you can post a link with this. DeLaurentis.com.
How do you spell that long, horrible name?
DeLaurentis. Maybe you could put that as well in the fucking post.
No, I'm writing Bad Ben.
Well, can you put Bad Ben?
No, I can't. I really can't. I can't.
This is the production deal. This is when they see we fight. All we do is fight. But I have one more really.
Bandcamp. Bandcamp is where you get money, right?
Bandcamp's where I get money, but I don't care about the money. I just want people to read. So
just mail him a shot of tequila.
The last album's called Liar for a Muse. I recorded it, mixed it, played most every instrument. I really made it my baby, and I learned a lot, and now that's why I'm not so set on doing everything myself anymore. I did it. I proved to myself I could. Now I'm going to outsource. I'm about to release an 80s sounding song that I think people are going to like. No one's going to hear it, but I think if they did hear it, they would really like it.
That's nice. Dude, I have to say, psychologically, I always look at your career and the other singer-songwriters I see, and it's so fucking hard. That's such a great, I look at what we do and it seems like an insane career choice, but what you do, it's a lonely path. Like the only thing that's kind of like what you're doing is comedians. Like, especially you have us, so we're all hanging out all the time, but like people that just get in like a little car and just drive themselves with an acoustic guitar around the country and do that kind of circuit alone, just, really being alone and singing. That's fucking hard. Nashville's like slam packed with you. What's been you moved to Nashville like on and off. What's been your experience living there?
I love Nashville. Everyone's very supportive of me. I've met the most talented people, obviously outside of you guys, in my life there, for sure. Everyone can sing. Some people write good songs. Kidding about that second one, but can sing. And nice. I love the town. You love the town too. It's one of the best.
I love it. Yeah. It's nice, but I don't know. Like seeing so many people trying to do a similar thing, I think could be a pretty hard.
It's so hard to stand out, right? It's so hard to rise above it.
Yeah.
What it really is about is being nice and meeting people.
Mm-hmm. Networking.
Yeah.
We're going to start these shirts. Network, not Netflix.
Yeah.
It's just.
And think about it. You have to have a clear goal, right? A clear vision. I don't have that at all. I'm just enjoying the hell out of traveling with you guys and like doing this.
Yeah.
I'm content right now. But normally there comes a point where you're like, oh, I want more and more and more, and that's when you push for the next thing. But touring with you guys is living my dream. It really is. So like if I get to play for 100 people on a Monday night in some city I've never been to, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, it's a good life. Thankfully, you give us a lot of joy having you around. It's really been a great blessing. always high energy, always happy.
Wow. I try to stay happy, huh?
Yeah, well, you have good vibes.
Oh.
Yeah, we love you. We love you, Ben. I'm just being nice because it's filmed. Like literally, I have so many things I want to say.
Please, you want to talk about Daytona, do you?
Yeah.
So, you're so nice to me oftentimes. You know how I get drunk, like really drunk once a month and call you and tell you how much I love you?
Yeah.
Usually the cocaine will bring that out too. The next day, like, you remember calling me and talking for 45 minutes about how I'm your hero? I'm like, no. But damn, I feel that way.
I remember when you called me, like when you were staying in that Airbnb and the guy was almost busting your door down, trying to rape you.
He tried to rape and kill me.
Yeah, and you were holding. What, did you have like a knife or some screwdriver or something? Protect yourself.
That's a funny ass story. Maybe one day we'll talk again. But I heard an Airbnb. It's like one of those joint hostile situations. Hostile, no pun. He tried to fucking break into my room at 4:00 in the morning. It was like 6'5", 230-pound giant fucking guy. Out of his mind. I didn't realize that he had been sober for 8 months because he was in jail for related problems. He asked me if I run to the store and get him a bottle, and I'm like, absolutely, man. And everyone else told me, I'll let him drink then. And I'm thinking, he's a grown man. He'll make his own decisions. Next thing I know, it's 5 in the morning. I'm hanging out of a window on the phone with the cops. I'm like, if he gets through that window, I am barefoot in the fucking snow, escaping this man. He was so mad. I'm like, why? I'm like, why do you want me to open the door? He's like, open this fucking door. I'm breaking down. It honest to God felt like a nightmare in real life. Like, it was a night. My heart rate was like 180. I was like, this guy's gonna screw me. I can't stop him. He's on me.
But we were having a great conversation.
The cops were telling me not to curse at them. I'm like, motherfucker, a guy is breaking my fucking door in. Get your ass over here. Don't curse at me, sir. I lost it. To serve and to protect. That is his job.
Dude, I just remember like being with you on the phone the whole time, and you were relatively keeping your cool. You're like it sounded like the girl in Scream, like talking on the phone real low. It's like, he's in the house. He's by the door. I can see the shadow.
Okay, you can see out of the door. You can just see his feet pacing back and forth by the door. It was a nightmare horror film. It was a horror. You know what they did? The cops came and they took him to the medical.
Really?
Yep. He spent 3 days in the institution, then they put him on a bus back to live with his mother in Carolina somewhere. He was nice as hell when he was sober. I'll tell you, he changed.
He changed on you, huh? It sounds frightening.
You know what the people probably really would want to hear is like funny tour stories. We've definitely had a shit ton of crazy, awesome tour stories.
What was your favorite? I can't remember anything from being on tour.
That's what I'm saying. It's so hard to even. It's just they just come up. You just randomly think. Maybe I'll jot them down next time I think of them.
You were with us for a long time when Blake was in the band.
That was always fun too.
Yeah. What was he doing?
Him and I had a similar agenda.
Which is what?
Well, we like to chase the women around.
Yeah.
We like to chase them around. Typically bartenders, right? They're the easiest to talk to.
A lot. He spent most of his time blocking your cock.
Trying.
Running in. He was running interceptions.
Yes, but I'm like one of those. What's that guy all the time?
Who?
The guy that always wins the Super Bowl and he's dating that Giselle.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, I was pulling Tom Brady's though.
Throwing Hail Marys, you mean?
Hail Marys that kept landing, baby. I don't know. I wish I could think of some. I mean, it's like almost night some crazy shit goes down.
It's funny because it's, my experience. I brought some Israeli friends that I grew up with on the road years ago, and to them, every day was just slam packed with madness. Like in the coffee shop and in the wherever we'd go to dinner, and before the gig, after the gig, everything was like some crazy story to them. And me and Danny were just so used to like the lifestyle, you too, that it's like it doesn't even register. Like, when you tell it to some people like 10 years after, like you just remember a night and you're like, yeah, we did this, this happened. um, then it's like, wow, that shit's insane. But like, I can't even remember. I need to keep a journal or something to remember the funny shit, because it's constant. I mean, we laugh all the time.
We laugh all the time.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's like so good for the soul being out there. And the thing is, we're built for it. We love it. We absolutely love it.
Yeah. I mean, there's something about, I think once you really hit the road hard for a while, it's like, it's a certain kind of rhythm in life, and whenever you don't have it, like, I can't explain it. You really get withdrawal from it, because like for me, it's like, especially when I get off tour, like a long tour, like a month or 2 months, I like when I go to bed at home, I close my eyes and it's just everything's like the ringing in the ears is not it's not good, but like it's like there's such a momentum, like I feel like I'm on this like wave that's moving, right? And it's like, I think there's something about that rhythm of like playing all the time, getting real tired, going to the hotel, sleeping, getting up, driving, getting to the gym, getting salt water. Salt water is code for ramen. Say again?
Sometimes swimming in the ocean. Sometimes we go to the beach and things,
Yeah.
Fun. But then, yeah, for me, like when I got off this last time, I was like, what am I going to do? So I started driving for Lyft, right? And it became an obsession. Like I've been driving sometimes 16 hours a day. Like I don't even really need to be doing it, but I just cannot stop. It's like it gives me what I need. I need to keep talking to strangers. I need to keep on exploring new cities. I've been driving to Philadelphia for no real reason other than like, I mean, I make very little money even doing it for all said and done. But I get to drive around a decent car and I get to meet all these people and just have little experiences. It's like kind of like being on tour. I just made some memes.
This is I saw that. That was hilarious.
My Instagram. Instagram's the only social media that I can even tolerate because it's quick. And no, I don't check yours or anybody else's, but I occasionally post things that I think are funny.
Yeah. So follow Ben on Instagram is the lesson. That was a funny post.
Yeah, I mean, you get some behind the scenes looks at what the Dannies look like in their underpants.
It's true. Very good. I have MeUndies now.
Do you?
Yeah.
See, you're rich. You're wealthy. I'm not there. I don't wear underwear, as you very well know.
Yeah.
As you all know.
That's quite a move. That's not recommended by the FDA.
It's a power move. It keeps me sharp.
Well, it keeps, and you can smell those dirty balls coming a mile away.
You've got to admit, we are one of the most hygienic touring groups that there is.
Well, I don't know if that could be argued. I'm sure other bands, like all the members, wear underwear.
But underwear, schmunderwear. We shower every day.
We do shower every day. That's true.
Important.
Yeah, that's really important. That's key. That's the gym. The gym is really the shower.
The gym changed everything. And then we also get those massages and massage beds there.
Yeah, the massage chairs are also a game changer.
The chairs?
Highly recommended. Yeah, those chairs are great.
Are we going to have fun on this tour?
I hope so. I mean, we're going to Texas. That's going to be fun.
I love Texas. That's where
Texas is
from.
I know. It's an amazing place.
That's the whole point.
Well, we're going to Tyler, Texas. It's like really the center of the universe.
Is that where he's from?
I don't know. I actually don't know where it is.
Yeah, I actually met a guy in Charlottesville the other day driving for Lyft who used to do big music stuff in the 70s. He was just really into it. I think what his task was, but he was very cool. He was from Tyler, Texas. He said, right, you're going to Tyler. Enjoy. That's my hometown.
Wow.
So some people are from there.
That's awesome.
Make their rounds all around the world.
Beautiful.
Is there any way that you can get all your people to like me and support what I do?
I don't think most of those people are going to like your music or you personally.
Well, that's what we experience on tour.
Yeah.
The tours go good. I think in person I can translate it better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I should do? Because I know your fans are dying for it.
What?
I should give one more closeout piece.
I think that's a great idea.
Right?
Yeah.
Here it goes. Ooh. That's a B minor for those of you music nerds. Here's A. Let's go out of tune. I don't know. Can you tell me how to tune it?
I think you're. It's close enough. Who cares?
It's one of the things I care about. One of the only ones.
Tuning?
Okay, here goes nothing. You cross my mind 60 times a minute. Love is hell and I'm living in it. Either you're the one or life's playing tricks on me. Back and forth 1,000 times an hour. You stop my heart like an ice cold shower. The love of my life is gonna be the death of me. Hello, heartbreak. It's nice to put a face to a name. Yeah, I heard about you, but seeing you isn't the same. I think I'll smoke a couple million cigarettes and sleep out in the rain. Hello, heartbreak. It's nice to put a face to a name. You roll your eyes like nothing to it, but it's not a phase while you're going through it. The love of my life is gonna be the death of me. Hello, heartbreak. It's nice to put a face to a name. Yeah, I heard about you, but seeing you isn't the same. I think I'll smoke a couple million cigarettes and sleep out in the rain. Hello, heartbreak. It's nice to put a face to a name. She does it on purpose, whether she knows it or not. She left me feeling worthless ever since she cut me off. And now I hear what she's saying, 'cause I'm not in love like before. At the time it was tragic, I think I wanna do some more. She does it on purpose, whether she knows it or not. Left me feeling worthless ever since you cut me off. And now I hear what she's saying, 'cause I'm not in love like before. At the time it was tragic, I think I wanna do some more. At the time it was tragic, I think I wanna do some more. Hello, heartbreak. It's nice to put a face to a name. Yeah, I heard about you. Seeing you isn't the same.
Gorgeous. I love that song.
You've always liked that. You've always been a supporter of that one.
I'm a supporter in general. You know, I think your power as a person. I was reading this book by an Israeli author, and there was one sentence in it that really popped out. And what he was saying, I'm paraphrasing, is what he was saying is that it was about freedom. And he was saying that even that strong people are free to do what they want, but not even the strongest people are free to want what they want. And, you know, you are a person that wants what he wants. And what I mean by that, there's the you know, what that thing means to me, what that sentence meant to me, was that a lot of people say they want one thing, but act a very different way. And you can really judge people's desire based on what they say to you and maybe to themselves, or what they do. And whether they like the things they do, whether they actually want the things that are happening, that they manifest with their action. Most people have a lot of dissonance in that realm, and you don't. You do. The way you behave is the way you want to behave, right? It's like you have a very good way of embracing yourself and wanting what you want. So, and I think
that's
that
the thing you've ever said to me.
Well, I mean, it's very powerful, you know. Not most people have dissonance in that realm. I don't think that you have like an internal place that's like, you know, I shouldn't do all this shit. It's like, you know, this is the way I want to live life, and that's how you live it. And it's very, it's self-destructive as shit, and sometimes it's dangerous, but it's very nice to be around.
Well, I love that. I love that. Just one more quick glance at life, what it's kind of like.
Oh yeah, this is very nice.
You ever
Oh,
seen this?
I love it.
That is Fells Point, Baltimore. That hotel is $500 to $1,000 a night for a room,
Very
and
impressed.
we live here for free. Okay.
Well,
There's a gorgeous girl walking down the thing here. I'm not going to tell her. I think that's inappropriate.
creepy, right?
I don't know who she is, but kind of cool out here, huh? This
We
is
love
a
it.
sail. You put this thing up, and the wind blows it. It pushes you around.
That's very nice.
It's very cool. I keep the ice here. It's a good life. And you know my other favorite place? Your house that I now
Yeah.
have keys for.
Yeah.
I love your house.
Well, you're welcome there anytime.
Well, I'll be there in a week.
All righty, Benny.
Love you.
God bless your heart.
Have a better understanding of our dynamic.
I hope so too. See you soon.